Have you ever wondered where writing comes from? For a long time, we believed it all started in one place, Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. But the real story is much more complex and fascinating. It's a tale not of a single spark, but of many fires lit independently across the ancient world. So, how did our ancestors first learn to capture spoken language in physical form? Let's journey back in time to uncover the multiple origins of writing. Our story begins around 3400 BCE in Sumer, a region in southern Mesopotamia, what we now call Iraq. The Sumerians were brilliant innovators. As their cities grew, they needed a way to keep track of goods like barley and livestock. Their solution was ingenious. They started using small clay tokens of different shapes to represent different items. But carrying around bags of tokens was cumbersome. So, they began impressing the token shapes onto wet clay tablets. Over time, these simple pictographs representing objects evolved into something more abstract. They began using a reed stylus to create wedge-shaped marks, a script we call cuneiform. This was a revolutionary leap. Cuneiform wasn't just for counting sheep anymore. It could represent syllables and sounds, allowing the Sumerians to write down everything from laws and royal histories to poetry and myths like the Epic of Gilgamesh. Cuneiform became the lingua franca of the ancient Near East for over 3,000 years, adapted by cultures like the Akkadians, Babylonians, and Hittites. It was the world's first great writing system, a testament to human ingenuity born from a simple need to keep records. Meanwhile, a few hundred miles to the west, another great civilization was developing its own unique form of writing. Around 3200 BCE, along the fertile banks of the Nile, the ancient Egyptians created a script of breathtaking beauty and complexity, hieroglyphics. The term means sacred carvings, and for a long time, that's what we thought they were, mystical symbols with hidden meanings. Unlike cuneiform, which quickly became abstract, Egyptian hieroglyphs remained beautifully pictorial for thousands of years. You can see recognizable images of birds, people, and objects. But here's the clever part. These symbols weren't just pictures. They could function in three different ways. Some were logograms, representing a whole word. Others were phonograms, representing sounds, much like our alphabet. And some were determinatives, silent characters that helped clarify the meaning of a word. This flexibility made hieroglyphics incredibly versatile, used for monumental inscriptions on temples and tombs, as well as for administrative and literary purposes on papyrus. For centuries, their meaning was lost to us. The key that unlocked this ancient language was the Rosetta Stone, discovered in 1799. It contained the same text in three scripts: hieroglyphics, a simpler Egyptian script called Demotic, and ancient Greek. By comparing the Greek to the Egyptian symbols, the brilliant linguist Janfran Kwashangpolyong finally cracked the code in 1822, allowing us to hear the voices of the pharaohs once more. Now, let's travel east, to ancient China. Here, writing emerged from a world of spirits and ancestors. Around 1250 BCE, during the late Shang dynasty, kings and diviners sought to communicate with the supernatural realm. They would write questions on ox shoulder blades or turtle shells. These are the famous oracle bones. The questions were about everything. Will the harvest be good? Will the queen give birth to a son? Will the king win the upcoming battle? After inscribing the question, they would apply intense heat, causing the bone to crack. The diviner would then interpret the pattern of the cracks to find the answer. What's incredible is that these oracle bone inscriptions are the direct ancestors of modern Chinese characters. Many of the symbols for words like man, sun, and moon are still recognizable today. Unlike cuneiform or hieroglyphics, which died out, the Chinese writing system has been in continuous use for over 3,000 years, making it the oldest continuously used writing system in the world. It's a living link to the very dawn of Chinese civilization, born not from commerce, but from a desire to understand the will of the gods. Our journey isn't over yet. Let's cross the Atlantic to Mesoamerica. Here, completely isolated from the old world, writing was invented again. The most famous and most deciphered of these scripts belongs to the Maya civilization. Maya writing flourished from around 250 BCE until the Spanish conquest. It is a visually stunning and complex system, a mix of logograms representing whole words and syllabograms representing syllables. They carved their history into stone stele, painted it in books called codices, and inscribed it on pottery. Their texts tell us about royal dynasties, epic battles, and a sophisticated understanding of astronomy and time. For a long time, scholars thought Maya glyphs were purely symbolic or calendrical. But thanks to the work of pioneers like Tatiana Proskuryakov and Yuri Norizov, we now know that it was a fully functional writing system, capable of expressing spoken language in all its complexity. The decipherment of Maya script has been one of the great intellectual adventures of the 20th century, revealing a rich history that was almost lost to time. The stories of Mesopotamia, Egypt, China, and the Maya show that writing was not a one-time invention. It was a solution that brilliant minds came to independently all around the globe. But what about the scripts we can't read? These are some of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Take the Indus Valley Civilization, which flourished in what is now Pakistan and India around the same time as the Egyptians and Mesopotamians. They built incredible, well-planned cities like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. They left behind thousands of small stone seals, intricately carved with animals and a mysterious script. We have over 400 unique symbols, but no one has been able to decipher them. The inscriptions are incredibly short, usually just 5 or 6 symbols long. Is it a full writing system, or just a set of symbols? Without a Rosetta Stone of our own, we may never know. Then there is the enigmatic Rongorongo script of Easter Island or Rapa Nui. Discovered on wooden tablets in the 19th century, this script is composed of stylized figures of humans, animals, and geometric shapes. According to oral tradition, only the elite could read it, and knowledge of the script was lost after the island's population was devastated by disease and slave raids. Is it a true script or a memory aid for chanting genealogies and stories? Some even wonder if the people of Rapa Nui were inspired to create it after seeing European writing for the first time. The tablets remain silent, holding their secrets from a lost world. These undeciphered scripts are a humbling reminder of how much we still have to learn about our own past. From clay tablets and oracle bones to papyrus scrolls and stone monuments, the invention of writing changed everything. It was like a software update for the human brain. History could now be recorded with accuracy, moving beyond the fragile chain of oral tradition. Laws could be codified and applied consistently. Science and philosophy could be developed, with each generation building on the written knowledge of the last. Empires could be managed over vast distances. But perhaps most profoundly, writing allows us to transcend time and death. It allows us to hear the voices of people who lived thousands of years ago, to understand their fears, their triumphs, and their dreams. It connects us to every generation that came before. The next time you write an email, send a text, or read a book, take a moment to appreciate this incredible technology. You are participating in a tradition that is thousands of years old, the monumental human achievement of turning fleeting thoughts into a lasting legacy. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into our amazing human story. See you in the next video.